Hello friends, in last video we learned how to install Postal SMTP server on Contavo, and in this video we are going to learn how to configure it, how to add domains, how to add organizations, and how to create SMTP server and how to create DNS records. If you haven't watched the last video, I'll put the link right here and you can go and watch that video. I also have included the article which I followed while installation and while configuration of the Postal SMTP server. So let's get started. Alright guys, now coming to my computer screen, after you log into your Postal, the very first thing you are going to see is to create the first organization. So let's get started with that. Now here enter the name of your organization. Now click on build your first mail server. Now give it the name. Click on build. Now after that process is finished, you are going to see dashboard something like this, and then go to domains and click on add your first domain. Okay, so after that click on create domain. Now here you will be presented with several records. You have to add these records into your DNS. I have written one article as well to help you with configuration and creation of SMTP. So here you can see I did this and this step. Now we are at this step. So for creating DNS records, you have to create all these records, and as well as you have to make entry of these records as well. So let's start with these records first, and after that I am going to add these records as well. So go to name chip, and in advanced DNS tab you see I already have one A record created from last video, and then here in SPF record you have to add this line. So click on add new record and then text here @ and then in value just paste it and set the TTL. After that click save changes. If you go to my article, you could see like I also mentioned this text record here. Yeah, you can see that. So you have to skip that record. After adding these records, you have to obviously come back to this article. Then you have to skip that record. So let's go back, and in TKIM record copy this. Go to text record in host and in value copy all these, paste it, and then time 1 minute and save it. Alright, going to return path. Now it is saying that you have to create CNAME record to this one, but first of all this host name, but first of all this record has to exist. So let's copy this one and then click on A and then this one, and then you have to copy the IP address and then TTL, save changes. Okay, next copy this record and you have to create CNAME records. So here you have to copy only this part, paste it, and then in value you have to paste this one. If this confuses you, don't worry, I'll show another way. Okay, and then MX record. So copy this one and here add @ and then paste it and then priority and then click save changes. But here you could see I already have one record from passed, so and it is the same record, so I am not going to add it, I am going to cancel it. Okay, now next is to add all these records as well. So if you could remember, I have added this record, now I am going to add this one. Very well. So here click on a record and then this rp.mail and then you have to paste the IP address. So let me get the IP address and paste it here. Make it 1 minute and then save changes. Fine. Next again, if you could see, it's a record. Here you can see type. So it's a track.mail and then copy this one and save changes. Alright, so next I already have created this PSRP cname rpmail.guide.in. just check it here. You see, seems like I have made a mistake here. Instead of rp.mail I have to type psrp and then copy this line. So basically rp.mail.inguide.site. So here you can verify as well, rp.mail.inguide.site. Alright, so next save it and then this MX records, we already have created that one. Next one more MX record, so click on MX and then this, and in value it's the same, just copy from here and then alright, next is rp.mail and the same value and then click save changes. Alright, so now it's time to add a SPF record. Let's basically we already added one SPF record. So here you can see this one, and that is for @ it's been added. Now for rp.mail, go create on text record and then rp.mail and it's the same value. So let me get it. Alright, save it. Next you have to add spf.mail and it's again the SPF record, so it's means it's a text type. So you can see now here you have to replace 1 2 3 4 with your IP address. So let me replace it and then click save changes. Alright, so next we have added this DKIM record and finally the DMRC record. So let's copy this and create on text record DMRC and then alright, here you have to replace example.com with your domain name and then save changes. Alright, so this record creation part is done. It's time to go and create SMTP server. But before that you have to click on check my records are correct or not, and when you click it will automatically verify all those records are correct or not, and then it will show you this nice green tick and also you will get this green pop-up here. Okay, now go to credentials and then click on add your first credentials, and then here you can see you have 3 options: SMTP API, SMTP IP. So I am going to create SMTP here. Now give it any name like inGuide 1 it would be basically your SMTP username. So you can have let's say inGuide first. Alright, and then click create credentials. Now this is the credentials. Here this one is your SMTP password, or if you would have selected API, then that would have been API key. So here you can see in this article as well. Next, if you like to do the testing, then I already have written lots of articles on that, and one of them is this one. So here you can go to mail tester, or you can go to Appmaildev, or you can go to MX Toolbox, Glog, wherever you like. I will select these two, or basically you don't need SMTP here. I am just going to copy this, and here inside go to messages and then send a message, and then it will automatically fill from, and then to basically you can make changes in that, no problem at all. So let's tell it like I am going to send it from care@inguide.site, and then click on send message. Now you can see message has been queued successfully and it's pending. If you refresh this page, it is showing it's sent. And now if I go and click on check score, then wait for it to mail tester to load. Alright, so I am getting 6.5 out of 10. Let's see what are the reasons. So okay, so first of all, my domain was registered in last 7 days, which is correct. So minus 1.5 for that, and then minus 0.5 for from abused NTLD. Okay, so you can see that if you are going to register domain name, with TLD like site, top, XYZ, and all those TLD selling for $0.99, then you have to be very careful, because they are listed in untrustworthy TLDs. So you must not register those TLD. Whatever Google says, whatever anyone says for emailing, these TLDs are very poor, very bad. So next, you are not fully authenticated. So it's saying that my reverse DNS is not. So it's saying that reverse DNS does not match. Okay, that's correct. I haven't set reverse DNS, so let's go and do that. Go to this Contabo control panel and then IP management. Okay, reverse DNS management, and here you have to make changes to the IP address reverse DNS, then click save change. Alright, so it's done. Now this will not appear, and this will also appear as green, and finally your message could be improved. Obviously you have to include list unsubscribe header. Very well. So you see these are in not my hand, so you have to be careful when you are registering with TLD, and don't ever use new domain. Your email will not go into inbox whatever you do. So let's test it once again. Where is it? Alright, so click on redeliver message. It's simple way to send message again. Okay, now pop-up is saying this message will be redelivered shortly. Let's refresh this page. Okay, so now it is asking for payment. I am going to show you a trick. You need an Opera browser, and then go to VPN, enable it. Okay, so yeah, you have to copy this part as well. So wait for it. I might have changed the email ID when I press the back button on browser. So let's send a message once again. Now here, and then click send message. Alright, so wait. I have also in the same article mentioned how you can install free SSL certificate on Postal, and so that this not secure part will go away. You can see certificate is self-signed, but it's showing invalid. So after this mail tester result, I'll show how to install SSL certificate as well. Okay, now it's loaded, and okay, reverse DNS is still not updated. You have to wait for some time, or if you don't like to wait, you can use another testing tool like let's say Appmaildev, and here go to DKIM test tool, next step, and then copy this, go here, send message, and test, replace to email ID, and then click send. Alright, so refresh this page. Actually, you don't have to refresh this page basically. Yeah, you can see email has been received. Now you can see message has been analyzed, and you see SPF pass, DKIM pass, DMRC pass, and PTR exist record. Okay, so seems like it's still not updated. No problem, I'll do the test after setting SSL certificate. So let's begin with that. Open PuTTY, and the IP address, username root, and the password. Alright, so go to this article once again, and then copy the very first line of command and execute it. Here, don't forget to replace the domain name. After that, press enter. Okay, so cert bot is not found. I am going to install it. Now here you have to press Y to continue. This is very quick process, and it will hardly take any time to install. Now it's done. So let's copy the command and execute it. Alright, so here you have to enter your email address. I am going to enter mine. Now it will ask you for agreement, agree, and then yes, no here, whatever you like, and then it will obtain a certificate. You have to wait for a couple of minutes. Now certificate is saved on your server. Here you can see its location very well. Then you have to open the nginx config file, and you have to pass these locations. So what I am going to do is to copy the location, alright, and then open your nginx config file. Now here you can see SSL certificate in this line, and it's showing this one. So what you do is copy this one and just be careful and paste it, and then copy the next, and here you have to paste the key. Alright, after that save and exit. Next you have to make changes to Postal configuration file. So here you have to scroll down. Okay, now at the last you have to add these lines. Let me make it bigger, and here you have to replace this line with your own private key and certificate. Okay, let's copy this line and then save it. Alright, so reload the nginx and also restart the Postal. So now it's done. Let's copy the URL and open it in new tab. So you see here now certificate is valid and it is issued by, let's encrypt. You see it is valid from today to 25th of June. Alright, so this is how you install SSL certificate. Now let's do this reverse DNS test once again. Go to next step and then copy the email address, then send a message, and then go back to Appmaildev. Okay, message has been received. Okay, it's not updated as of now. PTR record exists, but it's not updated. It could take some time. It's not in your hand. You have to just set the reverse DNS and then you have to go to sleep, and after 10 to 12 hours it has to be updated. It should update. Alright, so this is pretty much about Postal. This is how you install Postal SMTP server, configure it, install SSL certificate, build it, send email, all those things. I have demonstrated every single step you need to build your own Postal SMTP server, and I also have demonstrated how you can configure DNS records and everything. Now there are few things still remaining, like how to connect Postal with Mautic, or how to connect Postal with Mailwiz, how you will able to add additional domains in Postal, how you can use your IP to rotate in Postal. All those things coming up in next video. So stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.